Hey there, Dr. Karen here. I have a question for you. So, when in your life have you agreed with everyone? I know it's a rhetorical question, right? When in your life have you agreed with everyone? Well, I don't think I remember a time. And with this whole pandemic thing that's going on, oh my goodness, right? More people are divided than ever before. And I think that one could argue that the powers that be are like, woohoo, we did it. You know, but I'm like, I'm kind of optimistic. And I'm like, you know what? Just because we have a difference of opinion on various things, whether it could be about the jab, whether it could be about the little critters they're calling the Rona, whether it could be about, policies, mask, not mask, whether it about politics, whether it's about healthcare. I mean, there's so many different things that people can have division over, right? Despite the differences of opinion, I believe that we can still be in harmony with others. I know that sounds almost like, how does that work, right? Here's the thing. I'm a light medicine person, right? I'm an energy healer and medical doctor. So I'm going beyond the physical and going, well, energetically, there is a way in which there can be harmony and still we can have different opinions. And my opinions, beliefs change based on available data. And if there's new data, I am willing to change my beliefs. Not so much in the past, but definitely over the last 10 years, well, probably the last 20 years, since I got sick with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, and realized that whatever I knew up until this point was not going to heal me. So I was like, okay, now what do I do? Right? Do I just go down that disability thing and just, receive disability benefits for 5 years and then be out on the street because I can't work? Or do I entertain new ideas, right? So it's not our role to like push our ideas on others or try to convince them or shake them awake. Will you please wake up or anything like that? I mean, it's one thing somebody comes to you and go, hey, do you have an opinion about this? What's your side of the story? And it's a whole other thing for somebody not to ask you, even if you are an expert or more expert than they are, um, and try to force our opinions on others, right? So, how is it that we can be in harmony even though we have drastically different opinions? Hey, Tim. Um, there is a way. And one of the techniques that I've learned and taught, and I really love this, is called transformational telepathy. And I've been using it a lot more lately. Now, it's not to say that we go around and instantly, we're always, having perfect conversations with everyone and we always know what to say and what energy to say it with and not offend people and yada, yada. You know what? We're human. We're going to eventually offend somebody, who is sensitive enough to be offended. And we can work on ourselves to not be offended by anything, of course, but we just can't, I think it's impossible to not offend somebody at some point in our lives, right? So, how do you harmonize relationships? Well, this transformational telepathy is a methodology that I talked about in my book, Sensitivity is Your Superpower. So, let me just grab that. So, sensitivity superpower, so transformational telepathy. Level 1 is in there, and we hint at what to do for level 2. So what's level 1? Level 1 is pretty simple. It really is getting into a specific frequency in your body and being able to appreciate the other person on a consistent basis. And it could be like 5 minutes a day. We usually recommend it for 30 days in a row, but I got to tell you secretly, at this point, usually 24 hours, 48 hours is all I need. But it depends on your ability to kind of resonate in that space of appreciation and feel it. So there's definitely I won't go through the whole method today, but there's details in the book. Now, what about amplifying our abilities to, let's just say, get our way? Now, this sounds kind of manipulative, but I'm just hear me out. So there are ways in which we can shift the energy and the harmony between people and relationships so that it feels good and it's a win-win for both parties and we get more of what we do want rather than what we don't want. So I'll give you a clear and concrete example. So years and years and years ago. I had a patient of mine. He had fibromyalgia at the time, and I had to go to some sort of court situation because he wasn't paying alimony or something like that. Anyway, and here's the thing: he was disabled, so and he wanted so badly to be functional and working and all that kind of stuff, right? But from the perception of his ex-wife, he wasn't paying child support, he wasn't paying whatever alimony, whatever it was, and he was a bum, you know. So I had never gone to court for anything before, so it was kind of nerve-wracking to even think about it. But I thought, well, this obviously is an opportunity for me to grow, and how am I going to handle this? So I was called as the doctor for this person to share my insights on what's going on. Now, I remember going into that courtroom, and you know, it's like the defendants on one side and all the lawyers, and in my case, you know, being on one side, and then there's the, you know, ex-wife and their lawyer, and then at the very end of the table was the judge. And yeah, was I nervous? Yeah, I was nervous, but I also recognized that this was a level up for me, an opportunity to see if I can just be in the moment and do what I do best and not get freaked out over this, you know, legal situation or saying something wrong or anything like that. So this is level 2. So level 2 transformational telepathy, what I did before and during and even after that court case. Now, I didn't really know like the wife and the lawyer, so I got to see them, you know, when I was there. But while I was there, I was able to be in an energetic space where I'm communicating to them telepathically on the fly. Okay. And not that you have to do level 2 on the fly, but at that point it was on the fly because I didn't really know who they were ahead of time. I sent energy beforehand. And so here I am, you know, with this feeling of appreciation and this feeling of compassion to all parties. And when it was my time to speak, even though I wasn't saying those things, the energy behind what I was saying was very powerful. And so in this case, because it was true, I wasn't lying, it was true. You know, I basically shared that, you know, that my patient, you know, has this diagnosis, these are the issues. And I told them that he doesn't listen to me sometimes when I tell him to rest and take it easy. And he just like, you know, just, I got to do this, you know, right? And so they got the sense that, okay, wait a second, we thought he was a lazy bum. But what you're saying is that he's like overdoing all the time and he's not listening to you, the doctor, and you're telling him he shouldn't be doing those things and he is doing those things. Oh, shoot. That's not what we thought, right? But the energy I was so real, so honest, so genuine, and like I said, so true, right? You know, I literally said, I wish this patient would listen to me more, you know, because, you know, he's just like so he's so stressed to get things done and do things, and you know, and you know, it's like the energy that we were communicating was like, look, he's sorry that he hasn't been able to do this and give you this money. It's not to say he doesn't, that you don't deserve it or anything like that. He would love to be so well enough that he could do that, and he feels really, really bad about not being able to do that, you know. So that's, I'm summarizing, but you know, that's more or less, you know, it's like a conversation underneath the conversation. And what was fascinating is because I'm looking at these people across the way, right? And as I'm talking to the judge, I'm talking to, you know, the ex-wife, you know, who has this like, you know, like really like stubborn look on her face, and the lawyer was like ready to pounce, you know, that kind of thing. And as I'm talking, I feel the energy softening, like slightly defeated because they're like, oh, I thought he was just being a bum, you know, but it was like the softening. And, you know, when it was time for the cross-examination, you know, for the lawyer on their side, she had nothing to say. She was like, no, Judge, I don't have any questions, you know. And so my patient did win that court case. And what was really funny, though, you know, and I was very proud of myself for being so calm and so, you know, honest and in the moment and all that kind of stuff. Because in the past, I would have been extremely nervous. What was really funny though is I get a call from a lawyer, I think weeks or months later. And he says, I'd like to come see you as a patient. And I'm thinking, I don't really know you. Okay. And he says, yeah, Judge so-and-so referred me to you. He said that you work with people with fibromyalgia, and that's what I have. I was like, wow. Okay, I really made an impression on that judge. Pretty cool, huh? This is just one of many, many stories. So level 2, transformational telepathy. We're going to work on level 1 and level 2 at the Light Warrior training camp. So this is a training camp I am doing in July. So the weekends of July 24th, 25th, 31st, and August 1st, 10 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be breaks and lunch in between, of course, but it's going to be interactive. So transformational telepathy is just one of the many skills that we're going to be learning there. So we're going to be learning divine muscle testing. We're learning healing by proxy prop, how to do remote healing on someone, and how to do intuitive impressioning, how to make decisions. And we're going to, tap into those intuiting, healing, and manifesting superpowers of yours. So if you liked my book, and if you're like, oh, that's really cool, right? But you didn't actually do it, didn't actually practice it, this is your chance, because we're going to deep dive into the material that's in the book. You're going to actually come out of the camp having these skills on lock. That's what I really, 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 really wish for you. And so if you would like more peaceful, conflict-free relationships, more harmony in relationships, even if you think or feel different opinions about things, then definitely you want to check it out. The Light Warrior Training Camp, there is a $50 off early bird special right now, I think until July 7th. So if you'd like to do some training with me, it is going to be virtual this time around. Normally it is in person over a 5-day period. And this time, our first time doing it as a virtual immersion, because at this point, not everybody can travel. And besides, my personal opinion, I don't particularly like traveling at the moment. So this will be really fun and interactive. I don't know whether I'm going to do this virtual again. We'll see. I may or may not, because I really want to go back to, maybe we'll go to a sunny place next time. In person, it's just so much fun, and, connecting with light warriors around the world, and, having meals together, and, having fun. I mean, it's just dancing. I mean, there's so many things that, we're going to emulate as much as we can virtually, of course, but, eventually we'll go back to in person. So I don't know whether I'm going to do this virtual again. So this is your chance to get it at this, low price virtually. You don't have to pay for, travel, gas, take time off work, all that kind of stuff to be a part of it. So if it resonates with you, you can go to lightwarriortrainingcamp.com, and you'll see that it'll say that early bird special in there. Just click that button. You'll see it pop up. Normally it's $497, and for the early bird special, it's going to be $447, so $50 off. And if you happen to be a student already at the International Academy of Universal Self-Mastery, all you got to do is join my free group, Sensitivity is Your Superpower, and I'll give you an additional $100 coupon off. So so if you have any questions, definitely post it in the comments. We're going to do lots of skills. So if you have that, the Sensitivity or Superpower book, you kind of already know the kind of content we're going to go through, and it's going to be interactive. We're going to do mini healings, to make sure that you can do those skills. Anything blocking or preventing you, we're going to work on. So it's going to be super fun. So lightwarriortrainingcamp.com, click the link. And if you have any questions, definitely post it below. And any comments as well. And if you'd like me to private message you about that, just, write in the comments, PM me, and then I'll just, connect with you on, if you're on Facebook, I'll connect with Facebook. YouTube, I don't PM as well. I don't always answer those. So, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you can definitely just go to my website, KarenCan.com, click the contact, and then also ask your question that way as well. So thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for watching this, and feel free to share it with anyone who you think might really like those skills. Divine muscle testing, telekinesis, telepathy, healing, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll see you later and have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.